Hello Hoopers, my name is Jon Coyne, and in today's tutorial we are going to learn how to do a foot lasso above your back. Now a prerequisite for this trick is foot hooping and also knowing how to do a foot pass. Now I have video tutorials on both these tricks. Highly recommend checking them out if you do not know how to foot hoop or know how to do a foot pass. So to get started on this trick, there are multiple ways that you can enter into that foot lasso. One being you can go from that foot pass directly into that foot lasso. Another being you can go from your waist, pick that hoop up off your body, duck out of the hoop, and place that hoop on your foot in that foot lasso position. And another way that you can go into this foot lasso position is you can be foot hooping on your stomach and just stand up into that foot lasso position. For today's tutorial, I'll primarily focus on the foot pass to foot lasso transfer. So to get started, you'll go ahead and just hand that hoop off around your body and go straight into that foot pass, carrying that hoop to the side of your body, making sure that you're maintaining that hoop somewhat in between your toes and close to your ankle. And that's when, at this point, when the hoop's on the side of your body, you want to just go ahead and extend your hands up in the air, bend over, and place your hands on the ground to support yourself. And at the same time, you're going to use the momentum of the hoop as it's spinning around to go ahead and pull that hoop behind you with the side of your foot. And you'll go straight in to that foot hooping position. And you really want to make sure that you point those toes up in the air and get that foot up in the air high enough so that hoop doesn't hit your back. So once again, going from that handoff into the foot pass, going straight into that foot hooping position. To re-emphasize, it's very important to maintain that hoop in between your toes and somewhat close to your ankle, because that's where you have the most control with the hoop on your foot. Because if you bring that hoop up into that foot lasso position and that hoop drops below your ankle, that's when there's a good likelihood that that hoop will just run into your back and fall to the ground. So once you're in that foot hooping lasso position, and if you find yourself having a hard time balancing that hoop, and your hoop is spinning at an angle, that's when you can actually use your leg to help steer that hoop back on course. So to balance the hoop, you can actually move your leg from side to side and back and forth to manipulate the angle of the hoop. For example, if you bring that hoop into foot lasso position and tilt your leg to the side, that's going to cause the hoop to spin more at a vertical angle. Now to balance out the angle of the hoop, you can go ahead and just move your leg upward, just centering it right behind your body and pointing that foot into the air to cause that hoop angle to be more balanced. So once you're able to do a good foot lasso, it's good to learn how to grab that hoop off your foot and go into this hand-off motion. So now if you're spinning that hoop on your foot to the right, you're going to go ahead and use your left hand to grab that hoop. Now if you're spinning that hoop around your foot to the left, you're going to use your right hand to grab that hoop. So when you're in that bend over position and you have that hoop spinning on your foot, that's when you want to wait for that hoop to travel across the side of your foot, and the whole of the hoop is on the side of your hooping foot. And that's when you have the opportunity to lift up with your other hand to catch that hoop and grab that hoop and spin it around your body. Being able to see the hoop as you grab that hoop off your foot can make this handoff a lot easier. But when you're foot hooping and you have that leg behind your body, for the most part, when it's in the center of your body and you're bending over, it's really hard to have vision of that hoop when it's on your foot. So one way that you can gain vision is if you move your leg to the same side that you're going to grab the hoop. So if you move your leg, position that hoop on the same side you're going to grab the hoop, that's when you can look up underneath your arm as you're bending over, and you can see when that hoop is traveling across your foot, and now it's on the side of your foot when you can reach up and grab that hoop to spin that hoop around you. To give you an idea what this might look like, currently I am foot hooping in lasso position, and my leg is directly behind me. Now, when my leg is behind me, it's harder to see that hoop. So if I just move my leg to the same side that I plan on catching the hoop with, that's when that hoop becomes visible, and now I can see that hoop, and I can see when that hoop travels across my foot to reach up and grab that hoop off my foot. After doing that foot lasso in slow motion, I highly recommend using a video camera to record yourself so that you can go back and look at your foot lasso and see if there's anything that you need to do to make it better. Sometimes the camera can be quite revealing and show you how your trick really looks versus how you think your trick looks. Now, when doing a foot lasso, it's also good to practice bringing your hands off the ground and just try balancing on one foot. Now in this position, you can move your arms and hands in various positions. One that I like is what I call a cross lasso, where I create a cross with my body and foot hoop in lasso position. Now you can also arch your back up, moving your head into the air. Now if this is a position that you struggle with, you can go ahead and use a smaller hoop because it's less likely to hit your back. And I'll show you what I mean by this. So now I'm going to use a smaller hoop. In this foot hooping lasso position, it's a lot easier to stand up and do this at the same time. Like I said, because that hoop is much smaller and less likely to hit my back. Now what's really cool about the foot lasso is that it can lead into several other tricks, including going into a foot lasso on the opposite foot. So instead of going from that foot pass into foot lasso on the same foot, you're going to go ahead and do that handoff, bring it around your body, and just place it on your opposite foot. Now another trick that you can do while being in foot lasso is going into a forward somersault and continuing to foot hoop. Also, another trick that you can do is go from foot lasso and go straight into foot hooping on your stomach. So on that note, I highly recommend just getting creative and experimenting with this trick, just discovering all the different ways that you can go from foot lasso into other tricks, and also just creating your own tricks. So I would love to hear about your foot lasso experiences, so please leave comments, write me a message, or just ask me a question. And on that note, I wish the best for you with this trick, and that concludes my tutorial on hooping and foot lasso. Thank you very much.